Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright. 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 This is going to be easy. Blue book practice number one. Blue book practice number one. Practice is four actually. Blue book practice test for reading. Okay, one. Although critics believe that customers would never agree to pay to pick their own produce on farms, such concerns didn't hinder Booker's efforts to promote the practice. Hinder B B the artisans of the Igun uh Ernwan Guild in Benin City, Nigeria typically uh, experiment adhere no adhere to the bronze and brass casting techniques, but don't strictly observe every tradition. For example, guild member instead of don't adhere to two is B. Two is B. Alright. Alright. Three. Set in a world where science fiction tropes typically exist as everyday realities, Charles Yu's 2010 novel How to Live Safely in a Science Fictional Universe traces a time traveler to find his quest to find his father. Because the journey at the novel center is so haphazard, it's A. It's A. You know why it's A? Haphazard because by the lack of order. Haphazard means lack of order. Haphazard. Lacking any organization. Four. Did you do good? Yeah. Did you do good? Yeah. I don't know because I did it. Did you search up anything? You tried ChatGPT? How much time did you use my phone for? Not much. It's like probably like 15 minutes. 15? Okay. Did you did you use a restroom? Yeah. Did you take my phone into the restroom? No. Yes, you did. It literally smells of poop. Unless you smell of poop. Now leave. Leave. Close the door. Close the door. In a 2019 study, Jeremy Gurwanda and colleagues found that a single-cell protozoan Centroroscelli not only use strategies to escape irritating stimuli, but also switches strategies when one fails. This evidence of protozoans sophisticatedly changing their minds demonstrates the single-cell organism may not be limited to rudimentary behaviors. It's B, rudimentary behaviors. Okay, low-key, I'm pretty sure I remember all of this. Oh shoot, I did really bad on this one. Yeah, I did really bad on this one. Yikes. Yikes. I did bad on this one, guys. But I remember all of it, so I gotta do practice test one. Okay, I got way more wrong on practice test one. Alright, let's do practice test one. Practice test one. Reading. You can get by. Written. All absolute nonsense. Oh, this absolute nonsense, man. All right. Okay. The eraser's right here. Wait, one is undeniable. Oh, it's preventable. This is A, preventable. Okay, A is the correct answer. Two, it is by no means, um, unimportant to recognize the influence of Dutch painter Bosch. It is by no means unimportant. C, unimportant. C. C. Go, 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 go. C. Astronomers are confident that the star Betelgeuse will eventually consume all helium at its core and explode in a supernova. They are much less confident, however, about when this will happen since it depends on internal characteristics of Betelgeuse that are largely unknown. Astrophysicist Sofrina Bardenens and colleagues recently investigated whether acoustic waves in the star could determine the internal stellar states, but concluded that this method was not sufficiently reveal Betelgeuse's internal characteristics to allow its evolutionary state to be firmly fixed. Which of the following best describes the function of the second sentence in the overall structure of the text? It explains how the work of Nancy colleagues was received in the field. It presents a central finding report. It identifies a problem that it attempted to solve. It's C. It is C, in fact. Boom. The mimosa tree evolved in East Asia where the beetle preys on its seeds. In 1785, mimosa trees were introduced into North America, far from any bee tyrannus, but evolutionary links between predators and prey and predators and their prey can persist across centuries and continents. Around 2001 was introduced in southeastern North America near where botanist Shu Shang and colleagues have been monitoring mimosa trees. Within a year, 93% of the trees have been attacked by beetles. It states no, it presents a generalization exemplified by the discussion. It's B. This is B, a generalization. Yeah. Five. Let's go. Based on the text, how if text two most likely respond to Text 1. When companies in the same industry propose merging with one another, they often claim that the merger will benefit consumers by increasing efficiency and therefore lowering prices. Economist Ying Fan investigated this notion in the context of the United States newspaper market. She modeled hypothetical merger of Minneapolis area newspapers and found that subscription prices would rise following a merger. How the author text you? Economists have argued that research on the effects of mergers on prices have has focused excessively on short-term effects, which tend to be adverse for consumers. Using this case of consumer banking in Italy, they show that long-term, several years in the study, the efficiency gains realized by merged companies do result in economic benefits for consumers. They would argue that long-term expenses incurred by the company will also increase. Note, they would recommend that compare the near-term effect of a merger on subscription prices and many. Nope. They would encourage management to investigate whether the project this persists over an extended period. It would be C. In most other industries, nope. It's C. Yep, C. That's what I said. Six. Okay. Six is the next one. All right. According to the text, what is true about Eleanor? Eleanor is the eldest daughter whose advice is so effectual, possessed by strength of understanding and coolness judgment, which qualified her, though only 19, to be a counselor of her mother and enabled her to frequently counteract to the advantage of them all. The eagerness of Mrs. Dashwood, which generally have led to imprudence. What does imprudence mean? I should probably know. Imprudence meaning the quality of being unwise because you fail to consider the possible results of your actions, lack of wisdom or care. So, must generally, which must generally have led to imprudence. She had an excellent heart, her disposition was affectionate, and her feelings were strong, but she knew how to govern them. It was knowledge which her mother had yet to learn, which has resolved to never be taught. Eleanor R. And but fails. Nope, can be overly sensitive. Nope, thinks her mother is a remarkably mature for her age. She is mature for her age. Yep, B. Okay, nice. Seven is the next one. Um, Based on the text, what is true about Miss Ochiltree's acquaintances? Miss Ochiltree was a woman of strong individuality whose comments upon her acquaintances, present or absent, were marked by frankness, at times no less than startling. This characteristic caused her to be more or less avoided. Miss was aware of this sentiment on the part of her acquaintances and rather exulted in it. Exulted means she liked to be in the feeling. Uh, True about Lisa. They tried to refrain from discussing. Nope, they are unable to spend as she would like. Nope, they are too preoccupied with their own concerns. They are likely offended. It's D. Likely offended. D. I can already tell. Yep, D. Exulted means you like to express great pleasure or happiness, especially at someone else's defeat or failure. Exulted. What is the meaning of I rejoice? Their team exulted in their victory. Exulted. To, okay. Next was eight. Eight. Okay, the following text is adapted. What is the main idea of the text? The poem is addressed to a close friend as if he were physically present. Weary with toil, I hurry to my bed. The dear repose for limbs with travel tired. But then a journey in my begins. Then begins a journey in my head to work my mind when my body's works expire. For then my thoughts from where I abide, a zealous pilgrimage to thee, and keep my drooping eyelids open wide. The speaker is asleep and dreaming about traveling to see a friend. Where does it say friend? Is addressed to a close friend as if he were physically present. Is asleep and dreaming about planning to a trip to an upcoming friend. So we have to be okay. The main idea. Okay. To pilgrimage to thee. It doesn't mean he's planning an upcoming trip. Speaker's too fatigued to continue the discussion. Nope. Instead of immediately falling asleep. Weary with toil, I hurry to my bed. The deer repose for limbs with travel tired. But then a journey begins in my head to work my mind when my body's expired. But then my thoughts, far from where I abide, begin a zealous pilgrimage to thee. So he's asleep and dreaming about traveling to see a friend. That's basically what's happening. But it's the main idea. It's A, it's A, it's A. It's A. It's gonna be A. D. The speaker is thinking about the friend instead of immediately falling asleep. This is what's happening in the text. This is the main idea of the text. Okay, I'm gonna take a note for why it was wrong. Reason wrong. Asked for main idea and I answered with what was happening instead of deriving a conclusive idea. Instead of deriving a conclusive idea. How many points wrong for one question on the SAT? Okay, now it's time to do 9. 9. Okay, let's go to 9. Ready, set, go. Black beans are nutritionally dense food, but they are difficult to digest and part of their high levels of soluble fiber and compounds like raffinose. They also contain anti-nutrients like tannins and which interfere with the body's ability to extract nutrients from food. In a research article, Maricela Grantino and Glenda Alvarez from Simon Bolivar University in Venezuela claimed that inducing fermentation of black beans using lactic acid bacteria improves the digestibility of the beans and makes them more nutritious. Would most directly support their claim. When cooked, uh, fermented beans contain significantly more. Wait, uh, soluble fiber. Okay, nope. Fermented beans contain significantly less soluble fiber and than non-fermented beans, and when cooked, wait, okay, soluble fiber and compound like wrap. They also contain. Okay. When fermented beans were analyzed, they were found to contain two microorganisms. That are theorized to increase the amount of nitrogen absorbed by the gut after eating beans. Contain significantly lower. Why are they talking about cooking in this? When cooked, fermented beans contain significantly more. To uh, 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 and tannins, but significantly less than non-fermented beans. And when cooked, the fermented beans also display a significant reduction in inhibitors and tannins. Okay, that's B. We're found theorized. Nope, nope. It's B. Yep, B is the correct answer. 10. Which choice from the data most effectively uses, or which choice most effectively uses data from the table to complete the example? Is bombarded with cosmic dust origin from several sources short period from the asteroid belt, Halley-type comets, and Oort clouds. Some of the dust material vaporizes in the atmosphere in a process called ablation, and the faster the particles move, the higher the rate of ablation. The led a team that calculated the average ablation rates for elements in dust such as iron and potassium, and showed that a material in slower moving SPC or ACTA had a lower rate of the same material in a faster. For example, where the average rate of ablation for iron from AST dust is 28%. The average rate for iron for HTC dust is 90%. Uh, C. Tennessee. Okay. 11. Which choice most effectively uses data from the graph to illustrate the claim? High levels of public uncertainty about which economic policies a country will adopt can make planning difficult for businesses, but measures such uncertainty tended have not to be very detailed. Recently, however, analyzed trends in news reports to derive measures not only general policy but also uncertainty for related specific areas of economic policy like tax or trade policy. One revelation of her work is that the general measure may not be fully reflect uncertainty about, as in the case of United Kingdom, where the general economic policy uncertainty aligned closely with, but differed, was substantially lower than uncertainty about tax and public spending policy each year from 2005 to 2010 was significantly lower. Um, Tax and public, no, okay. Would reach its highest level between 2005 and 2010, the same year that uncertainty uh, about trade and were reached their lowest level. That's not true. But substantially lower than uncertainty about trade policy uh, in 2005 and substantially higher than trade policy in 2010. D seems like the correct answer. We'll just go over A again. A closely aligned with uncertainty about public spending uh, policy. Public spending policy isn't even on there. So, or no, wait, tax and public spending policy. But differed uncertainty in 2009. Nope. So it is D, in fact. Yeah, 11 is D. 12. Let's go over 12. Wait a second. 12. 12. Okay. Are we on 12 right now? Yeah, question 12. Dude, what in the world? Okay. Um, when hibernating in Alaska, wait, how much time have I been doing this for? 23 minutes. I did 6 on the other page. 11 plus 6, 17. Oh, I'm way too slow for this. Okay. When hibernating in Alaska, marmots and Arctic ground squirrels enter a state called torpor, which minimizes the energy their bodies need to function. Often, a hibernating animal will temporarily come out of torpor, called an arousal episode, and its metabolic rate will rise, burning more of the precious energy the animal needs to survive the winter. Alaska marmots hibernate in groups and therefore burn less energy keeping warm during these periods as if they were these episodes than they would if they were alone. And keeping a researcher hypothesized that because Arctic ground squirrels hibernate alone, they would likely exhibit longer bouts of torpor and shorter wait, arousal. Um, support that the researchers' hypothesis. Mm, Arctic ground squirrels, because Arctic ground squirrels hibernate alone, they would exhibit longer bouts of torpor bouts. Yeah. The last time armies for several days, consecutive days, on average, the Alaska had more torpor bouts, but then wait, then arousal episodes, but the arousal episodes were much shorter. Arousal episodes lasted. No, that's not true. Both maintained had shorter torpor bouts, longer arousal episodes. See. What am I? See, that took way too long to answer. That took way too long to answer. I have to be fast. Sure. Over the past 200 years, what percentage of the population employed in the agriculture sector had declined in both France and the United States? While employment sector. Okay, wait, let me actually set a timer. What question am I on? Question 13. I'm gonna set 10-minute timer. Go. Okay. Over the past 200 years, the percentage of the population employed in the agriculture sector had declined both in France and the United States, while the employment in the service sector, which includes jobs in retail, consulting, real estate, has risen. However, this transition happened at very different rates in the two countries. This can be most different rates in the two countries. This can be most clearly seen by comparing the employment sector in both countries in 1900 with the employment in 1900 with the employment sector 1900 to 1950. So basically different rates, so one should be high, one should be low. Okay, 1900 mean 1950. Service in the US 3153, service in France 2835. 1800 to 2012, no. 1900 to 2012, 1900 to 2012, no. 1800 to 1900, 13 to 31, 14 to 28, no. So the only real difference one was 1900 to 1950, so that's A. Let's just double check that it is in fact A. A. Correct answer is A. Okay, nice. Correct answer is A, in fact, 14. Let's go. Why is this stopped? Wait, what? Dang, I just spent 2 minutes on that question. That is not a good sign, bro. Not a good sign, I must say. Not a good sign. Alright, yeah, it's fine. We'll bring it back. We shall bring it back, beta. Beta, we shall bring it back. Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, a leafy spurge is a Eurasian plant that has become invasive in North America, where all is sick in cattle can be controlled with chemical herbicides, but that approach also kills harmless plants nearby. Recent research on including engineering DNA into plant species to inhibit their reproduction may offer exclusively targeting E. usula, consequently making enhancing enabling cattle to consume, reducing invasive without harming other organisms. That's D. D. Nice. 15. Both both Sona, an Indian American, and an African, grew up frustrated by the lack of diverse characters in books for young people. In 2011, these two writers joined forces to found Cake Literary, a book packaging company. Cake Literary. In 2011, these two writers joined forces to found Cake Literary, a book packaging company that specializes. It's B. A book packaging company. Correct answer is B. That, which, and that. Which and that, right? Because does that have commas, rule, style, and grammar? Use commas for joining, use commas for introductory, clauses, phrases, use a pair of commas in the middle of a sentence, uh, such as clauses that begin with that. Relative clauses that are always nouns are essential. Separate three or more words. Title names. So set off. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Ready, shirt. Ready, shirt. Ready, shirt. Wait, which one did I start doing it on? I started on this one, 13. I'm on 15. That's three questions done. Three questions done within. Dang. Okay, I'm doing pretty bad right now, but that's okay. Okay, ready, set, go. Um, in 1930, a Japanese American artist, Shura Bata, depicted the natural beauty of Yosemite Natural Park in two memorial woodcuts, Evening at Carl N and Lake Basin in the High Sierra. In 2019, it was exhibited alongside 150. It was uh, depicted the natural beauty of. They were, and then B. It's B. It's B. B. Nice. 17. American writer Edwidge Danica, who immigrated from Haiti in 1981, has won acclaim for her powerful short stories, novels, and essays. Praising her lyrical yet unflinching depictions of her. Okay, it's D. It's D. D. That's nice. 18. In 1966, Emmett Ashford became the first African American to umpire a Major League Baseball game. His energetic gestures announcing when a player struck out and his habit of barreling after a hit ball to see if it would land out of bounds helped to help transform. No, wait. His energetic gestures when announcing a player had struck out and his habit of barreling after after a hit ball to see if it would land out of bounds. His energetic gesture announcing when a player had struck out, and his habit of barreling after a hit ball to see if it would land out of bounds, helped transform. It's A. That's the only one that makes sense. It's the only one that makes sense. A is the only one that makes sense. Nice. A. Okay. 19. All right. In transforming her fantasy fiction, Nigerian-born British author Helen Oyeyemi has drawn inspiration from the classic 19th century. Oh no, where did it go? Mm, Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, in inspiration from 19th century in her novel, 2014 novel Snowbird, for instance, is a complex retelling of the story of Snow White, while her 2019 novel Gingerbread offers a delicious twist. Gingerbread, uh, gingerbread, comma, it's B. The correct answer is C. Ginger. Dang. Okay, wait. I need to. Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. 2019. Okay, wait. What am I saying? So I got. What is the reason for getting this? Ugh. How many questions can you even get wrong on the reading part and still get a 1500? How many questions can are you able to get wrong to get a 1500 on the SAT? You need at least 48 out of 52 right in the reading section, in the language section. Okay, yeah, pause. Okay, why is it C and not B? The is a complex retelling story of Snow White, while her novel Gingerbread, okay, best and Gingerbread offers the convention being tested is a punctuation between a subject and a verb. When it is indeed this case, a subject, her 2019 novel Gingerbread, is immediately followed by a verb offers. No punctuation is needed. Correct. Correct. Answer. Answer was C. Reason wrong. Reason wrong. Sounded correct with comma in between with comma. In her 2019, her in crafting her fantasy fiction, has drawn inspiration from the classic 19th century of the Brothers Grimm. Her 2014 novel Boy Snowbird, for instance, is a complex retelling of the story of Snow White, while her 2019 novel Gingerbread offers a delicious twist on the. It actually doesn't sound right. While 2019 novel Gingerbread offers a. Oh, okay, that actually doesn't sound right. But realized later it doesn't sound right. Or realized later after seeing the answer. After seeing the answer. Or realized later after seeing the answer. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. The rule is that you don't need you don't need a comma uh, between a subject and a verb. Don't need a comma between a subject and a verb if they are right next to each other. Alright. So I've answered 7 questions. I have 3 minutes left. No, I haven't answered 7. I've only answered 6. All right, ready, set, go. Okay. Um, the violins handmade in the 17th century by Italian craftsman Antonio have been celebrated as some of the finest in the world. In close celebration with musicians, Stradivari changes to the shape of traditional violin. Introduced changes to the shape of a traditional violin, flattening some of the instrument's curves and making it lighter overall. It's D. Making it lighter. Correct answer is D, in fact. Very nice. 21. During the English neoclassical period, many writers imitated the epic poetry and satires of ancient Greece and Rome. They were not the first in England to adopt these literary modes of classical antiquity. However, however, it's C. Antiquity, however. Wait a second. They were not the first in England to adopt the literary modes of classical antiquity. However, some of the prominent figures. Okay, it's V. V. I'm gonna come back and check it because it's gonna take too much time to check right now. Um, one poll taken of the 1960 presidential debate suggested that John Kennedy lost badly. Only 21% of those who listened on the radio rated him the winner. Nevertheless, the debate was ultimately young senator. Nevertheless, only 21% of those who the debate. Okay, wait. So it's not nevertheless. It's not likewise. Therefore, the debate was ultimately considered a victory for the who rated higher among those who. It's in other words. It's either A or B, but I'm pretty sure you can go with A on this one. In other words, the debate was ultimately considered a victory for the. In other words, A. 23 is the next one. In November 1934, Amira Shergill was living in what must have seemed the ideal city for a young artist, Paris. She was studying firsthand the color saturated style of French modernist masters and beginning to make a name for herself as a painter. Furthermore, Shergill longed to return of her childhood home of India. Still, no, it's a still, okay. Although those who migrated to California in 1849 dreamed of finding gold nuggets in streambeds, the state's riches beyond the reach of individual prospectors, still or consequently, consequently inviting. Let's see. Consequently, still consequently. Okay. All right. Let's go back and check. I probably got one of these wrong. Let's be for real. Okay. For this one, I was actually confused. I'm pretty sure it's B. Wait. They were not in, yikes, bro. This is really bad. This is really bad. Okay. During the neoclassical period, many writers imitated the epic poetry and satires of ancient Greece and Rome. They were not the first in England to adopt the literary modes of classical antiquity. However, however, some of the most prominent figures of the wait English neoclassical period, many writers imitated the epic poetry and satires of ancient Greece and Rome. They were not the first in England, however, to adapt the literary modes of classical, and they were not the first in England to adopt uh, antiquity. However, it seems like it's C. Antiquity. However, some of the most prominent figures of the antiquity. However, some of them. I think it's B. I literally thought it was C. Oh my gosh. Bro, I literally thought it was C. I said it was C, antiquity, however. It sounded right putting C on. Oh my gosh. Uh, I literally thought it was C, bro. Correct answer was C. Reason wrong. Oh, I literally thought it was C. Bro, this is not fair. Choice Choice C is the best answer. This convention being tested in phrase clause. This comma uses supplementary adverb. However, the independent clause modifies. Antiquity uses a semicolon. Choice B is incorrect because it cannot be used in this way to mark the boundary between the two independent clauses. Not. Oh my gosh. Reason wrong. Used a comma in between two independent clauses and didn't go with my gut where I thought C sounded correct. Okay, 22 is D. Bro, I got this one wrong too, bro. Holy moly, I'm actually gonna lose it. I'm actually gonna lose it. In other words, nevertheless, the debate was ultimately considered. Nevertheless, logically signals that the claim in this sentence was ultimately considered that the telegenic Kennedy was is true despite the previous information that young senator. Oh, I didn't understand what was being said. Oh, okay, wait. Correct answer was D. Reason wrong. Didn't understand what was being said. Didn't understand what was being said and said and read it. Bro, I would have put nevertheless, bro. Might have read too fast. Bro, all of these I could have sounded out, bro. That's actually annoying. That's actually so annoying, bro. Okay, A is correct. Nice. And C is wrong. No, I put D. Okay, nice. Never mind. What am I thinking? Okay. Bro, that's actually crazy, bro. The ones I got wrong. Okay. I should probably go over what I got wrong really quick. So I got 8 wrong. Um, and I got 8 wrong. Okay, I know why I got 8 wrong. That's because I didn't actually put what I was supposed to put. 19. I got wrong because it does. Okay, wait. In crafting her fantasy fiction, Nigerian-born British author Helen Oyeyemi has drawn inspiration from the classic 19th century tales of the Brothers Grimm. Her 2014 novel Boy Snow Bird, for instance, is a complex retelling of the story of Snow White, while her 2019 novel Gingerbread offers okay. While 2019 novel Gingerbread offers okay, if you really think okay, so if you read it slowly, is what you're supposed to do with majority of these, you think it's B. If you read majority of these slowly, but if you read it like the whole sentence together, and her 2019 novel Boy Snow Bird, for instance, is a complex retelling of the story Snow White, while her 2019 novel Gingerbread offers okay, well, her 2019 novel Gingerbread offers okay is a complex telling of the story Snow White, while her 2019 novel Gingerbread offers a delicious twist. Okay, so for instance, as a complex story of the story Snow White, while her 2019 novel is, for instance, is a complex retelling of the story Snow White, while her 2019 novel Gingerbread offers a delicious thing. Okay. But if I do that with this, right? For example, bounce helped. Okay, wait, no, that's not a good example. Making it lighter. Okay, wait, no, that's not a good example. This one, I literally said C, bro. I don't know. They were not the first England to adopt the literary modes of classical antiquity, however. Some of the most prominent figures. Okay, yeah. This one I didn't understand it. Okay, that's fine. Here's like I need to find one where you can't like you'll have to read it slow. Okay. Uh, where's one where you have to read it slow? Where's one where you have to read it slow? Mm, mm. Punctuation. I need one with punctuation. Okay, yeah. When external forces are applied to common glass made from silicates, energy builds up around the minuscule defects in the material, resulting in fractures. Recently, engineer Erika Frankberg of Tampere University in Finland used a chemical compound use the chemical compound, aluminum oxide to make glass glassy solid that can to make a glassy solid. Okay. So it sounds like C. Use the chemical compound aluminum oxide to make chemical compound aluminum oxide. It's C. This is C. You selected C, the answer is D, right? Because if I, bro, because if I read it, because if I read it slow, what I derive is that you okay. Recently, engineer Erica Frankberg of Tampere University in Finland used a chemical compound aluminum oxide to make okay, so if I read it slow, recently engineer Erica Frankberg of Tampere University in Finland used a chemical compound aluminum oxide to make it sounds correct with C. But if I do it correctly with D, recently, engineer Erica Frankberg of Tampere University in Finland used a chemical compound aluminum oxide to make a glass. So it sounds correct with D and C, but the reason I chose C is because if you're going slower, it sounds correct. Recently, engineer Erica Frankberg of Tampere University in Finland used a chemical compound aluminum oxide. Choice D is the best answer. The convention being tested is the use of the punctuation around noun phrases. Noun phrases. Okay. No punctuation is needed because the noun phrase aluminum oxide is a restrictive appositive, meaning that it provides essential identifying information about the noun phrase before it, the chemical compound, and thus doesn't require punctuation around it. Uh Choice C is incorrect because the noun phrase aluminum oxide is a restrictive appositive. What does restrictive appositive mean? Uh, restrictive appositive. If an appositive is necessary to understand the identifying, no, if what is a restrictive appositive? An appositive, okay, here, let's go to here. A restrictive, a positive. My cat Pumpkin likes to sleep in the chair. Blue, my aunt's cat. Okay, even on that part yet, so it's okay. But we shall see. Bro, honestly, if you sounded out right, I would have only gotten one wrong so far. Okay, um, of Main Street. What is a restrictive appositive though? What is a restrictive appositive? What is a restrictive appositive? Uh, A restrictive appositive is a word or phrase that renames or restates a noun or pronoun in a sentence, and essential to understanding the sentence's meaning. Uh, if an appositive is necessary to understand the identity of the noun or noun phrase that is being modified, the appositive is restrictive. Restrictive appositives are not set off with commas. Okay. And then what is an appositive grammar? A noun that immediately follows or renames the noun in order to classify it. So, a group of words, a winning prize fighter. Charles put on his gloves. Charles, a winning prize fighter, put on his gloves. The person competing was Charles, a winning prize fighter. Wait, so a positive versus restrictive, a positive. I think the reason here is because chemical compound, the chemical compound, because it says the chemical compound, right? The chemical compound, yeah. If in a positive is how to identify restrictive, how to identify restrictive or positive over, oh dang, wait a sec. How to identify restrictive, a positive, positive versus normal, a positive. That's, bro, there's no way you just know, right? Non-restrictive of positives. Okay. Restrictive positive necessary. My friend Amanda is on the honor roll again. My friend Amanda. You have several friends. Amanda restricts which friend is in the honor roll. My friend Amanda. Okay. In a positive, extra information. Okay, here, this is a perfect example. I would have gotten this wrong. I would have put a comma here. My friend Amanda is on the honor roll again. You have several friends, Amanda. And a positive, wait, okay. Also called essential. If it narrows down the word it modifies, it tells which one of the noun you're writing about. A restrictive or positive noun is necessary to the meaning of the sentence. If you remove a positive phrase, the sentence will sound like something is missing. My friend Amanda. In a positive or a noun or phrase, if we know exactly who the writer is referring to, not simply add information. Amanda, my friend. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. All right. I'm done. I see. Hello, hello.